Let's talk about Bobcats themselves. And there are 4 Bobcats who, for me, capture everything I mean when I say Montana State University is a university on the rise. And it just so happens, I'm not sure how this worked out, but it just so happens that those 4 Bobcats are here with us today to help celebrate. And I'd ask each of them to stand up and be recognized for their contributions to the university. Dorianne, Christine, Mackenzie, Kevin, can you stand up and be recognized? I'm going to talk about you in a second, but stand up. Okay. All right. I'm going to talk more about your story now. I wanted to make sure you had a chance to stand up and be recognized. I'm going to start with Christine Lux. Good to see you too, Nick. Christine Lux is an associate professor of early childhood education in our College of Education, Health and Human Development. She holds the Don and Sue Fisher Endowed Professorship, and she recently won MSU's Phi Kappa Phi Distinguished Teaching Award. It's an honor given not merely for what happens inside the classroom, but also for the way a professor influences those beyond the classroom. And Dr. Lux takes students out of lecture halls and puts them in the field, where they work directly with young children, lead developmental activities, and observe great teaching in action, modeling, mentoring, and connecting the theory of their coursework to the irreducible reality of a child's life. She goes wherever her students are, and she makes them better because of it. Christine, you are an incredible example of what excellence in Bobcat teaching looks like. Thank you so much. And let me talk to you a little bit about Mackenzie Spence. So Mackenzie Spence has an entourage. Mackenzie Spence grew up in Alberton, Montana, which has a population of about 450. She tells the story of arriving at MSU, and like a lot of other students, she realized that her North Hedges residence hall had more people living in it than her entire hometown. And today, Mackenzie coordinates our TRIO Student Support Services program and chairs our first generation student committee. She's become one of the most important advocates on this campus for students navigating their higher education without this kind of inherent roadmap that comes along with having a parent who's traveled that road before. Mackenzie calls it the hidden curriculum, the things that no one tells you about, like what office hours are, or what it means to be at a research university. About 18% of our Bobcat students are first-generation students, the first undergraduates in their family to pursue a 4-year degree. And Mackenzie, you're helping them find their way. And you do it all while you're also pursuing your own doctorate in adult and higher education at Montana State University with a focus on rural education. I think about Mackenzie when I think about someone who keeps building a better future for herself, certainly, but for the students she serves and for our entire university. Thank you so much, Mackenzie Spence. Well, and this is a person who's here to represent a program. But think about a program that reflects best the strength of our commitment to our land-grant mission. Montana Shakespeare in the Parks, led by Kevin Aslan, who's here, allows our great university to extend its reach beyond campus and into the heart of our state. Born from our College of Arts and Architecture, the program brings professional theater to 64 rural communities across 5 states, places like Ekalaka, Malta, Fishtail, and Colstrip, towns where free performance under a beautiful summer sky is no small thing. And it is, for many families, the cultural event of the year. Through Shakespeare in the Schools, the program brings workshops and live performances to 50 middle and high schools, from Bainville Public Schools to the Pine Hills Youth Correctional Facility in Miles City, offering young people in every corner of the state an encounter with the transformative power of the arts. That is Montana State at work across Montana. Kevin, thanks to you and the entire team for Montana Shakespeare in the Parks. Okay. And finally, let me introduce you to someone that I've gotten to know just a little bit over the last year. Let me introduce you to Dorianne Kaiser, Montana State's most recent Rhodes Scholar. Dorianne grew up on the Fort Peck Indian Reservation, and she came to Montana State majoring in psychology and community health with a vision as clear as it was personal. She would return home one day as a clinical psychologist, and she would build the kind of mental health infrastructure in her community that had not been there for her family when it needed it most. She concluded her undergraduate research here. She led outreach programs teaching engineering and drone programming. I'm not sure I knew that part. To Indigenous fifth and sixth graders. She tutored her peers. She served in student government. She earned a Udall scholarship. She spent a semester in Thailand and flew 20 hours back to Seattle for her final Rhodes interview. And then she got it. And Dorianne is the 12th Rhodes Scholar in Montana State's history and our 5th in the last 20 years. There are only 2 land-grant universities in the entire country who have more during that time. And Dorianne, actually, we just chatted yesterday, found out for sure she's heading to Oxford University to study social policies that can transform communities like the one she came from. As the Honors College's Stephen Davis said of her, Dorianne embodies the best that MSU has to offer, and she's going to use every bit of it to lift up the people that she loves. Thank you, Dorianne.